And I kind of lean in and I say, these are friends of mine. However, if they misbehave, you have my blessing to throw them out.
And kind of leans into Folan and he goes, sir, you may want to come to the front, sir. And as he's saying that to you, your mother enters in through the front door.
Oh, dang.
So she kind of keeps talking to you, Folan, and says, I came on your father's behalf. The letter explains it all, but obviously you don't make time to read the letters that we send you.
10 minutes, Mother. I was just about to have a drink.
Even though we read your letter multiple times, and we felt scared for you. So I am here on your father's behalf to help you learn about our family history, if you will.
I'm very grateful that you came all this way, Mother. Thank you for the sacrifices that you make on my behalf.
My ears prick up when she mentions family history, and I'm interested in, and I
am also curious about family history.
Yeah, I use as much passive perception as I can possibly muster to try to.
I walk over next to Leviticus, noticing his curiosity, and I say, "So, what was this about family history?"
Kind of like elbow him in the ribs.
Can you tell us about what Folan was like when he was a baby?
I let him.
Do you have any baby pictures?
Yes.
So she hears you guys talking about asking about the family history and that kind of thing, and she kind of looks over at Folan, and she says,
I kind of give her a. I don't know if she'll catch it or not, but I'm kind of.
No, she sees you doing that, and she says, no, it'll be good for them to learn how real history.
Finally.
Works. How it really is in reality, not this fantasy world of Reich.
I like feign this welcoming, friendly demeanor towards her, and look very interested and like gracious that she would share this knowledge with us,
just like you do in real life.
Yeah.
So, JD, do you have a part of this map available that would be my room?
I do.
My living area.
Yep.
So I look at everyone. Have we stopped? Have we eaten by now, or is this like
you guys have eaten and you guys are finishing up your second drink now?
They said, "Well, Mother, they're welcome to stay if you wish them to hear whatever it is you have come so far and sacrificed so much to bring me with your own words. Perhaps we could retire to my living quarters. It is a bit loud in here, and I've had a fairly exciting day already."
With the intention of making her very uncomfortable and just confused, I walk up to her like in like a little too close, and I take her hand and I kind of bring it up to my mouth and I say, "It was a pleasure to meet you."
She pulls her hand out of your hand immediately.
Starfield, like making it like pronouncing it incorrectly, very intentionally and very noticeably, and I kind of try to go to kiss her hand.
She pulls her hand out of your hand very quickly and slaps you across the face and says, "You never touch a high elf." And then
I kind of take it as like a successful thing that I've done.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, like I take the slap as like, all right, you're like proving everything that I'm feeling right now.
Leviticus takes 1 point of damage.
They're like a half a point.
No, she doesn't do damage to him. She says, of course, yes, let's get out of this hole. So there's stairs there, so you guys go up either side of those stairs.
Yep.
Let's do it.
And into Folan's bed chambers.
So further right on the map in the darkness, guys, you'll have to scroll over.
Yep, I'm going to move everybody there.
Oh, man. I was hoping for like multiple rooms and like a private bath suite.
No, that's where your mom's staying.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my own fireplace though. So
I
Yeah.
whisper to Leviticus, "Hey, you're like a sneaky elf person, right? Maybe you could do some snooping around later and see what you can find on this
where are
Talon's
you?
mom character."
Where are you, Leviticus?
Uh,
I don't see your token anywhere.
oh, I
He
didn't.
was standing next to me.
I'm sorry,
He's
I
in the
wasn't
hallway
zoomed out
still.
far enough to. I thought you would change the map entirely. I didn't realize it was a different part of the same map.
Yeah, it's a different part of the same map. Oh, there you are. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, all right, cool. So
Oh, there it is.
yeah, so yeah, you can go wherever you'd like.
So I motion. I very specifically when we come into my room, I motion for my mother to have a seat next to me on the small sofa area here on the far end of the room.
Yeah, and she comes
then-
over and takes a seat there.
And I look at the others and I just kind of say, make yourselves comfortable.
And I say, oh, well, thank you.
And no. And I'm like pointing to the rest of the room.
Yep. And I like totally ignore him, like pointing to the rest of the room. And I sit down right next to Mrs. Starfield, and like too close to her.
She stands up and moves back towards the door.
Do you still wish them to hear, Mother, or shall I send them away?
She says, no, it'll be good for these lessers to learn how the world really works. And then she begins to explain.
All right.
She explains that your father, Krennic, fought with the last king, Melril. And you recognize King Melril. He was the last king of the elves.
Mhm.
Now it's ruled by a council.
Finally getting some backstory on this guy.
And
And was this in the old world or on this continent?
the old world.
I kind of interrupt her. I say, so I looked at Full and I say, so you're a prince?
No.
You're the king, and you never told us.
Absolutely not. No.
And I like very, kind of like from the two drinks, I'm like,
You're misconstruing things.
yeah, and I go, Your Majesty, I grovel at your feet, and I get down and like.
So she goes on to say that that Krennic fought with the last king of the elves, Melril, to subjugate the Wood Elf kingdom, and she goes, bless him bless him in his persistence, and then she says, as you know, each high elf family indentured the Wood Elf family appropriate to their level of nobility. So Melril took the king to took the Wood Elf king and made him his subject, his servant.
Right.
She goes on to explain that after that wonderful campaign and that success, your father came here to the human lands, and eventually he helped the humans establish law and order here in Duros. And she goes on to say he's spent most of his time trying to build relationships with the human lands here, and he has done a lot of good work here to help the lessers understand their place.
Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming I already know most of that Elvish history.
You knew like the bits and pieces. You just didn't know where your father
I didn't know where my
sat.
father was involved with it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So full on, your dad's like a jerk, huh?
Yes. One might say that, and then one might die for it.
She darts her eyes over at Gonad Blighter and then looks back at you, Fullen, and says, "Keep your dog quiet."
No, I have tried.
I look over to Gonad Blighter. I'm like, yeah, dog, be quiet.
Hey, dog. Yeah, what's up, dog?
So she kind of looks over at you, Fullen, and says, "I'll be staying here for a few weeks. We can discuss this further if you would like. And I know that I know that if you have any questions or anything that you would like to discuss, I am here to help you with that.
Of course. I would be a fool not to seek out your wisdom at every opportunity.
So as you guys are talking, actually, yeah, that would be Knurl there. There's a knock on the door.
Okay.
She kind of
step
moves.
I'll
to
step
the
over
side.
and I'll open the door.
And it's the healer who was called for, and he's kind of got like a bag full of like ingredients and things, and he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, you're a mess. Would you like some healing?"
Yes, please. You're from the magistrate, I take it?
Oh, I'm Magistrate Tall's personal healer.
I hold up 3 fingers and I say, 3 healings, please.
And as he says that, your mother turns and goes, "Magistrate Tall, he's a magistrate now," and she claps her hands.
He was a most interesting individual.
She claps her hands and she says, "Please do tell Magistrate Tall that we need to grab tea. I'm in town." And
I will do so as soon as I can.
she was saying that to the healer, and the
Oh,
healer.
I see.
Yeah, the healer kind of like bows and says, "Of course, ma'am."
Yeah, I look over to Paul and I'm like, it's not all about you, buddy.
But.
And so with that, your mother says, we'll grab breakfast in the morning tomorrow, and we will discuss anything else that you would like. And she says, "I'll be staying in the room on the floor above." And with that, she leaves, and her wood elf servant follows quick behind.
I try to catch Wood Elf's eye as he leaves, but
he doesn't even look at you.
I look at Leviticus and I say, "So it's kind of awkward, huh? Like Full-on's dad, like basically enslaves your whole people."
And I just kind of look at him, like kind of like not phased, but like having already dealt with all of this like 50 years ago, but then like reprocessed it as soon as I first met Folan at the very beginning, and I'm just kind of like, "Yep, that's what's going on."
So once she has left, the healer. How long does the healer need to do his thing?
Not long. He comes in and he goes to each of you.
Like a song that sounds like the Wizard of Oz when they're like shining everybody up.
No, he doesn't sing anything. He comes in and he kind of like mixes some herbs together and he has you guys drink different things. And he looks at your wounds and he places some stuff on it. And then after about 10 minutes, he goes, "All right, my work here is done. By tomorrow."
I like my torn up clothing, and I'm like, "You don't happen to know a good tailor around these parts, do you?"
He kind of looks at
Magistrate Akkus get his clothing taken care of.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "Oh, well, that is a very big secret that you'll have to ask Magistrate himself. That I do not know."
In an attempt to continue to tease Folan, I look over to Gonad Blighter and I'm like, "Taylor."
I hardly even know her.
Thank you for your service. You make
so the healer
air high five.
Yeah.
The healer ignores you guys and then just kind of leaves. All right, so it's just you, Gnarl, and the rest of them. So what would you guys like to do at this moment right now?
So in this room, guys, it was crowded before, but as it's kind of cleared out a little bit, you can kind of see.
I stand up and I kind of stretch and I do like a parkour flip and land on my back on the bed, like all totally sprawled out.
So probably like underneath Gonad Blighter's feet, or like directly in front of that bench there, the sitting bench.
Yeah.
That rug is kind of flipped up. And there are a number of like arcane like chalk drawings and stuff on the wooden floor right there, and like a big old circle, probably about.
Yeah.
It's not complete though. Like it's obvious that there was something like one circle isn't like not all the runes are there. Like it's just something underway. On the what is Gonad Blighter standing on? Is that the wardrobe? I'm assuming?
He's standing on.
That looks like a wardrobe.
Yeah, it's like a wardrobe.
So on top of the wardrobe, there's like 40 or 50 books, and then they're haphazardly stacked because there's no real shelves. And then at the desk over here, there is another couple books, and one of them is open where Folan has been studying something arcane.
Yeah.
I asked Folan, hey Folan, are you looking for a secret room or a trapdoor?
No.
No, this is his work. He's a wizard, so
I'm a wizard.
Kind of like looking like, okay.
I ask Folan, I say, so is there any more you want to fill us in about this whole your dad enslaved all of Leviticus's people situation that we're
First
just
of all,
now learning about?
He didn't enslave all of Leviticus's people.
Just their government and leaders. And
Second of all, never mind.
What I mean is there anything else about your backstory you'd like to tell us now?
No.
Oh, come on.
I tell Gonad Blighter, hey, it's all right, man. I'm sure we'll learn it eventually in our adventures.
But so Folan has kind of like deflated a little bit. Like he's over here sitting at his desk. He's pulled the chair out. He's kind of sat down. He's like got his head in his hands, kind of like this, and he's just like, oh my god.
You still have your family's letter as well.
No, that's what I was gonna say. And he kind of takes out his letter. He's like, I wrote one letter.
No.
A single letter. And my mother has decided to travel halfway across the continent to make sure I read the letter.
I in like an attempt to console him, but in like very like barely perceptibly sarcastic tone, I say, that's really tough, man. I mothers mine's kind of that same way. I'm sure she would be doing the same thing if she wasn't enslaved right now.
I look over to Neural and I say, so how about that gold, huh?
Neural is he's like looking for things around, like he's moving stuff around, and he's like, grog. I want more grog.
Mr. Neural.
No. No. We need to talk about the gold that you promised us, Neural.
He kind of like looks at you, a little confused, and he's like, gold, what are you talking about?
I don't say anything. I just kind of looked at Gonad Blighter like, yep, this is what I expected.
Yeah. I'm also nodding my head, looking at Folan like, yeah, I think we both saw this coming.
I am really disappointed in you right now, Neural. This isn't really good for the stereotype of half-orcs, You're making us look bad.
Gnarl kind of looks at you and goes, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the coin stash? It's not gold, it's coins.
Oh. Well, whatever it is, you said if we helped you, we'd get some money. And we helped you.
You kind of owe me. I helped you escape. So you kind of owe me there, brother. And he starts to get into like fighting stances. He's ready to start to like bring up haymakers.
I'm not really in the mood for any more drama right now. All I'm saying is, you said we'd get money if we helped you. We helped you. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
He looks at you and goes, I know where it is.
Well,
I can show you tomorrow, all right?
All right, sounds good.
I say that's nice because I really feel like we've had a long day as a team. And I'm feeling those effects right now, having lost so much blood and hit points, and kind of now having alcohol and not the most fully cooked food, bar food, in fact. And I start to kind of doze off on this bed.
So you guys can decide to either sleep here or head back to the shop.
They are not sleeping here.
Kick them out then.
That is absolutely not happening.
Before anybody has a chance to say anything, I roll up like a dog at the front of the door, and I'm like,
Gnarl kind of stands up and he goes over and he picks up a stick from the fireplace and he just starts to swing it randomly because he's a half orc.
This is your final warning,
He's
gentlemen.
bored.
I kind of like my head just kind of pops up and kind of like weirdly like having like a half-minute nap and like kind of revive, and I kind of shake myself and I go over to Gonad Blighter on the floor and I kind of kick him. I say, "Hey buddy, let's go back to the end," or whatever.
And Gnarl chucks from like where the door is when he's standing in the doorway. He chucks the piece of wood, the stick, back at the fireplace, and then begins to follow you guys out.
yeah. As we walk out, I look over to Leviticus and I'm like, so use your sneaky elf powers to go sneak around Full-On's mom's room and see what you can find.
I kind of look at him, kind of considering.
Come on!
Thinking, but like in my, like you see a thought bubble thinking like, I'm not sure I really want to see her in her room when she doesn't think anybody's looking. And but then I noticed this individual in the hallway next to this piece of furniture, and I use whatever perception I have to try to understand who this person might be and what they might be doing.
They're just tidying up and cleaning.
Roll your sneaky powers.
Cleaning lady, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, it's just a cleaning lady. All right. So you guys head back to the shop. All right.
Come on.
You guys head back to the shop. When you get there,
I look over to Gonad Blighter and I think, you know what? I feel like we should go back to the shop.
If this was Skyrim, you'd be robbing every character blind.
But this is not Skyrim. This is D&D. All right, so you guys head back to the shop. Gonad, you go to your familiar place in the pantry, and Gnarl sleeps on top of the counter space.
Yeah.
Kind of like just laying over it. And you go back up to your room, Leviticus. Virgil is already sleeping by the time you get there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing that anymore.
I know. I haven't pulled it up. I'm just explaining it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. All right. We're gonna fast forward about 3 weeks.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the way we're gonna do this though is John has fights that he has to take care of down at the underground location.
Gonad does.
Yeah, Gonad Blighter does. Leviticus, you can either choose to help the shop during the day and try and make some extra income that way during this time, or you can assist Lucas's character, Folan. Folan, if you want more answers about your father, because there's deeper things that your mother is not telling you, and you know that.
My mother seems just a tiny little bit biased.
Yeah.
We could have snooped around.
Bias is a kind word.
Leviticus didn't want to snoop around.
So
I don't mean biased as in racist. I just mean biased towards family history and how awesome my father is.
right, exactly. Yeah. So there's records in the library that you can go look up, and you can spend the 3 weeks doing that. Either Leviticus can either assist you in that, or can try and make some extra money at the store. Because remember, you have to make, 400 gold to satisfy all of the fees that Verge has set up. Monthly.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I already have kind of an idea about how to handle that, and also because of my curiosity and general like monk
Yeah.
from the monastery and like academia and everything, and also with the history with my people and Folan's people. I go and help him out in this.
Okay. And you find out that your father was part of the original invading force.
All right, 1, 2. Oh crap, 3.
You do not dive this time.
Do I not?
No. Your pride swells up inside of you. You're like, no, I can take this guy. And you just destroy him. Hey, John.
It's kind of, yeah.
Roll up a new character, buddy.
Roll up a new character.
I'll help you tonight.
Like and subscribe. Check out what happened last time right here. Check out what happens next time right here. We stream on Twitch. Links down below.